This bridge is still in constant use. Every day, tens of thousands of people cross it. They notice traffic conditions, delays, weather. Very few think about why the bridge exists at all. It was built to solve a specific problem: how to connect two national systems that had long functioned separately. Two countries, two labor markets, two administrative frameworks. The Øresund Bridge was not designed as a monument. It was designed as infrastructure. Its purpose was repetition, predictable movement at scale, commuters crossing the same distance every day in both directions. And while the bridge still carries traffic as intended, the role it was built for has quietly changed, not through failure, but through use. This is not a story about decline. It is a story about what happens after success settles into routine. For most of the 20th century, southern Sweden and eastern Denmark faced each other across a narrow stretch of water. The physical distance was small. The separation was not. Travel across the Øresund relied on ferries. Passenger traffic followed fixed schedules. Freight moved through ports designed for bulk rather than speed. This system worked, but only within limits. Daily commuting across the strait was slow, fragmented, and dependent on weather and timing. Cross-border work existed, but it was the exception. By the late 1980s, this arrangement no longer matched economic reality. Copenhagen was expanding as a metropolitan center. Malmö was restructuring after industrial decline. Labor markets began to overlap in theory, but not in practice. The infrastructure could not support regular, high-volume movement. The bridge was conceived as a fixed link, combining road and rail, capable of operating continuously. Not seasonal travel, not tourism alone. Routine, commuting. Construction began in the mid-1990s. When the bridge opened in 2000, it represented a deliberate attempt to bind two national systems into a single functional region. The expectation was not spectacle. It was repetition. In its early years, the Øresund Bridge performed exactly as planned. Cross-border commuting increased rapidly. Residential patterns shifted. Employers adjusted recruitment strategies based on expanded access to labor. For a time, the bridge functioned as a visible engine of regional integration, but large infrastructure projects rarely remain aligned with their original assumptions. Economic cycles changed. Periods of growth were followed by slowdowns. Cross-border commuting fluctuated rather than steadily increasing. Political conditions shifted as well. Border controls, once treated as largely symbolic, returned in various forms during moments of crisis. Even when temporary, these measures altered how the bridge was experienced. At the same time, work itself began to change. Remote and hybrid arrangements reduced the necessity of daily physical movement for parts of the workforce the bridge had been built to serve. The bridge did not lose traffic. Instead, its role diversified. What had been designed primarily as a labor market connector increasingly became a general-purpose transport corridor. Commuters, freight, tourism, regional travel, all blended into the same flow. The system it was built to enable did not disappear. It simply stopped being the defining feature. Today, the Øresund Bridge is among the most heavily used fixed links in Northern Europe. On an average weekday, more than 90,000 vehicles cross it. Trains run on schedule. Road traffic follows familiar congestion patterns. From an operational perspective, it works, but the experience of the bridge is no longer tied to the ambition that produced it. Most users do not think in terms of cross-border integration or regional transformation. They think in minutes, travel time, delays caused by weather or maintenance. The bridge has been absorbed into everyday movement. Its scale, once a statement about reshaping a region, now exceeds the expectations placed upon it, not because it failed, but because the surrounding system stabilized. The bridge is no longer perceived as a project. It is maintenance, inspections, toll systems, traffic management, rail coordination across national operators. These are not activities aimed at change. They are aimed at continuity. This is what long-term success looks like in large built systems, a gradual loss of visibility. Large infrastructure does not adapt quickly. It cannot. Once built, it anchors patterns of movement, investment, and planning for decades. Even when usage changes, the structure remains fixed. The Øresund Bridge continues to exist in its current form because altering it would serve no clear purpose. Its costs are sunk. Its utility is broad. It still connects two national transport systems. It still enables movement at scale, and it still performs its function reliably. This is not inertia. It is institutional logic. Infrastructure is built to outlast the conditions that created it, not because those conditions are expected to remain unchanged, but because replacement is rarely feasible. The bridge was designed to make movement predictable, and today that is exactly what it does, quietly, without ceremony. Not every structure needs a dramatic ending to justify its existence. Some simply remain, doing less than was once imagined, but more than enough. In that sense, the Øresund Bridge did not outlive its purpose. Its purpose expanded, then faded into the background. And that is how most large systems endure. Still there, still working, no longer noticed.